sister doesn't want you playing with me.
This is Dr. Sophia Lamb with a message for the people. Remember, you are not alone.
So when Andrew Ryan founded Rapture Under the Sea, he at first thought the best and the brightest, and then he thought, as long as they think like me. At first, it was great. They had the elite were living at the bottom of the sea, free of all those constraints, and giving rise to miracle after miracle of reason. Unfortunately, the cracks began to show. First of all, they needed some working class people to clean the toilets and to scrub barnacles from the decks. Beyond that, he was so full of pride, so interested in bringing down the best of the best, that when a problem would emerge, such as, gosh, you've got people trapped in a leaky city under the sea and they can't leave, just signs of stress began to appear in his beloved populace. And so Dr. Sophia Lamb, a clinical psychiatrist, was invited down specifically to help quell these concerns they had about utopian life. And he hired her for her skill rather than her beliefs, which she held very close to the chest. And only when Lamb arrived did it become clear what she actually believed in, and she began to sort of spread these tendrils of thought, faith mostly, out into the disenfranchised of Rapture.
Daddy was sleeping for such a long time, and Eleanor has missed you. Find her and you'll be all better.
I liked the idea of zooming in on a very personal story between a few people in Rapture for the sequel, and that while the philosophical contrast would become the backdrop, the sort of gross motives would come from very gut level sort of family conflict. That's how we came to the player's central motives. And so the player is this subject Delta, this former Big Daddy who has now been, for some reason, awakened, has retained his free will, and is crossing the city to find his former little sister.
And so our Big Daddy definitely is a lot more human-like, and that's why he's sort of like the prototype Big Daddy and closer to a hulking, very powerful guy in a diving suit with still a lot more human qualities. I think he's faster than a lot of people would expect from playing a Big Daddy and less clunky.
The player comes into conflict with Sophia Lamb primarily because his former little sister is sort of promising him escape from the city. And he's crossing the city to find her. But as he begins to progress, he comes across some key details about her. For example, her surname. Her surname is Lamb, and she is connected on a very personal level to Dr. Sophia Lamb. Exactly how is one of the mysteries that you sort of unravel as you're making your way towards Fontaine Futuristics on the other side of the city. But Eleanor Lamb has a special role. And as the player closes in on her, he begins to realize that she's being worshipped by the Splicers in this sort of cult-like religion that has sprung up around Sophia Lamb. As he begins to pry Lamb's fingers loose from different parts of Rapture, he learns more about Eleanor's role in the coming rebirth.
And gameplay, we kept coming back to fluidity and immediacy. The underwater segments, I mean, this really came from two places originally. One, it was just something that people really wanted out of Bioshock. It was something we heard about the first game a lot, was, wow, this city is really fascinating and amazing, and I kind of want to see it from the outside. I want to see what it's like at the bottom of the ocean. And then with us coming into it as you playing a Big Daddy, we had no excuse not to do it, basically. And so what it gave us is a really strong tool for gameplay pacing, because the underwater sections are sort of mysterious and beautiful and a lot more low-key, and they give us a chance to sort of deliver a different kind of atmosphere, because indoors in Bioshock is just always so tense. There's always something around the next corner, there's always a splicer, there's always some danger, and giving the player some downtime, a place where they actually know they're safe and can kind of soak up the beauty of the world and the wonder of there being this amazing city at the bottom of the ocean.
On the topic of the people who have played Bioshock 1 and feel like they've sort of been there and done that, Those guys are the people who keep us up at night. We want to please them, and we have worked very, very hard across multiple studios to make sure that Rapture has fresh mysteries for them, that they're not going to be able to see the surprises of the game coming. And hopefully that the improvements we've made to the game as a shooter, as just a pure system of choices, both kind of mechanically and narratively, will give them that sense of familiarity when they come in, knowing what they know from Bioshock 1, but will deliver something that is able to blow them away. Bioshock 2 is coming out February 9th, 2010.